Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Broadway Jets YouTube channel. You'll know me from Twitter as NYJ Mike. I'm joined as always by the master of receipts, NYJ Matt. And Matt, it's a very interesting day here. We are on day 2 of free agency. The Jets made a couple more moves since our last video. We'll talk about them. There's a rumor out that Aaron Rodgers is going to try to become the vice president with RFK, and we don't know what that means for his future. It's an insane, ridiculous rumor. Sauce Gardner has some words about Mecole Hardman. A lot to talk about, Matt.
A lot to talk about. Before getting into it, don't forget to hit subscribe. If you do watch our videos, you might be not subscribed, not even know it. So if you want, join the program, join the family, hit subscribe. Shout out to Joe Douglas for making 3 moves last night the moment we finished recording and published the video.
Matt. 6 minutes after we published the video about no one signing.
Yeah, and we're going to get into who got signed, what we want them to do moving forward, kind of grade out how they did. But yeah, RFK and Aaron Rodgers news drops. And at first you kind of laugh it off. And you start thinking about it. You're like, wait, they bought a domain? Wait,
what's the domain, Matt? It's KennedyRogers.com.
I'm considering getting every Instagram handle Kennedy Rodgers 2024, just so they can't have it. And maybe that will like a 0.001% discourage him.
It could help.
He's like, I don't have the Instagram handle. Why are we doing this? RFK, why are we doing it?
Well, Matt, so the rumor is that RFK is the independent party candidate, Robert Kennedy.
Yep.
And the rumor is that he wants Rodgers as his running mate. Now, this is hilarious in every way, unless it actually does affect the Jets season. That is not hilarious. It's not funny. I just don't get why would Rodgers have to retire? He can't not do a campaign event on a Sunday.
I tweeted out, could you imagine for the first time in 20 years the Jets have a franchise quarterback? Can you imagine they lose him to the American government? And then multiple people correctly pointed out in the replies, we literally lost our owner to the American government like 8 years ago.
And then they hired Adam Gase. Dude, if Rodgers really played, like, in all seriousness, if Rodgers comes to the Jets, he tears his Achilles after 4 snaps, and then went to be a vice presidential candidate, I mean, it's unbelievable. What is that? He's going to lose anyway. What's the point?
If RFK was leading in the polls right now,
I get it.
I would not even get it. I'd be inconsolable. Like, I'd be the most upset I've ever been in my life. But at least I'd be like, oh, he's going to be the vice president. RFK has 2% of the vote right now. He wouldn't win. Like, he can't do it.
Well, the reason why we're laughing about this is because I don't think anything's going to happen with this.
Correct.
If we really thought that Rodgers was going to leave the Jets to take political office, I would not be happy. But he just said 2 days ago he wants to play 4 more years. We talked about it before. He's on the podcast talking about the Jets' needs.
When did that podcast happen? Was it pre-recorded? I was thinking about that. Like, he just did a podcast, but what if that podcast was recorded a month and a half ago?
Oh, man. Why does this rumor have to exist? But he's not going to retire. And again, even if he's campaigning with RFK, let's say he does it, and he is the vice presidential candidate, why can't he play with the Jets?
That's kind of a big responsibility to campaign, to go out, shake hands. But
you can do it 6 out of 7 days. You don't even have to practice. Who cares? He knows the offense.
I agree with you. It's not going to happen. But I feel like we do have to pivot now because I don't think that will happen into day 2 of NFL free agency, right? So last night, Mike, every month or so, there's a moment of Jets Twitter that is euphoric. Like, everyone's banding together and having a great time. And so the Jets go ahead and start making their moves. They get John Simpson, left guard from Baltimore.
Right. And to preface, as everyone knows, they didn't do anything all day. So they signed Chuck Clark 2 days ago. Early yesterday, which was day 1 of free agency, they signed Zerline back. And then legal tampering opens. Everyone signs. 1 million people sign. Jet fans can't handle it. Because Jet fans come out and are making jokes immediately, like, oh, we're not going to sign anyone. And then you don't until 11 o'clock at night. So then, they signed John Simpson.
Yep, and I predicted the George Fant type signing where it is exactly what they did in 2020. And they
He
get
was making
Javon
noise.
Kinlaw, former first-round pick to the 49ers, D tackle, more of a pass rusher type guy. And
Yep.
then they make what I would argue the first move they had to make. Yeah, you needed depth at D tackle. You needed to get a guard, but again, the guard market, if they can get Zeitler, if they make a move for a tackle in the draft, like you assume Simpson's going to start, but they get a veteran quarterback for Tyrod Taylor, which is a top 3 option in my opinion. I
Yep.
love the idea of Jimmy G. Not going to happen. I love the Tyrod Taylor move. And like Jets Twitter, like post midnight, you get the Jets social account tweeting at
Yeah.
people. I was engaging with them back and forth. Zach Rosenblatt is passed out on his couch, not awake for anything. The
Yes, I
Jets
mean,
beat
he's
writer.
ripping articles.
Dude, what a night that was. Not in terms of like the signings, but the vibes of Jets Twitter last night were very fun overall.
Yeah. Yeah. No, dude, it was awesome. Just fun. It was funny because during the day we're like, dude, just do anything. And then they did like literally anything, and we were excited about it. So we were true
Yep.
to our word. The Simpson signing is interesting, Matt. Um, whatever the PFF grade, similar to Lakin, we were saying how we don't know how to evaluate offensive linemen, so we use their Madden ratings. It's not great. He's like 72 stuff.
You see a guy tweet at me today? I
I
was
don't
like,
know.
PFF's dumb. And he was like, aren't you the piece of shit that uses Madden ratings? I'm like, that's Mike. You're thinking of Mike.
I didn't see. I got to reply.
Oh, it's great. I was like, I'm Matt.
Yeah,
He's Mike.
dude. And then, so yeah, you figure Simpson will start. The thing is, Matt, we talked about this yesterday. It's like if the Jets were going to go into the tier 2 guard market, which they clearly did, because guys got paid. We saw the Robert Hunt deal. You even saw Damian Lewis is a similar guard apparently to John Simpson from the Seahawks. Signed a 4-year, $53 million deal with the Panthers, who spent $153 million on guards. So a lot of these guys went. Jets went cheaper. 2 years, $18 million for Simpson, which is the same contract they signed Tyrod Taylor to, which is a good move, like we said. But if you're going to go cheap in the guard market, you have to make a splash somewhere.
Yeah.
Or what's the point of not paying a guy like Bryce Huff?
Exactly. And your plan from the beginning has been if you're going to go cheap somewhere, go cheap at guard and get a veteran guard
Right.
and then make a big move for Tyron Smith. Now, we don't have any sources, zero, but there is a lot of chatter that Tyron Smith, the Jets, is not going to happen, which is baffling if true, because where's your win? Is it David Bakhtiari coming off 3 knee surgeries? Is that your win at left tackle? What do I like
Right.
him as a backup? Yeah, but Mike, if he's your day one left tackle, you got to pray that he's healthy because you are mortgaging another full year around a injury prone offensive line. Just a very scary
Yeah.
position.
Right. Because AVT at this point is injury prone. The good thing is, if you do end up, and I don't think a lot of Jet fans would have been happy before the offseason with a Bakhtiari Simpson, Tippmann, AVT, first round pick line. But in that scenario, you have Tippmann, second year, AVT, third year, rookie. That's a young line. You have your couple veterans. Simpson has only been in the league for 3-4 years.
Yeah.
So, you hope he improves from what he's been, even though he was playing with a good offensive line in Baltimore. The thing about that though is if you do start a guy like Bakhtiari, maybe he gets back to his old self and plays 12 or 13 games and plays really well. So it's not what Jet fans would have wanted. So, but Matt, in that scenario, where's the splash? Are they going to try to get Calvin Ridley? We saw a report today. What was the report? It was
The report is that Calvin Ridley, if he signs before 4 o'clock, the Falcons get the Jaguars' 3rd-round pick
today.
today.
So that has not happened. We're recording this around 5.
I'm sorry, my apologies. If it happens before 4 o'clock on Wednesday,
okay,
they get a 2nd-round pick. The Jaguars, if they sign him after 4 o'clock on Wednesday, the Falcons get a 3rd-round pick. So the Jaguars are incentivized to not sign him to an extension until after 4 p.m. on Wednesday. So they could very well say, hey, go test the market, go get the highest value you can. Don't fucking sign until Wednesday at 4 o'clock because we want the last chance to get you, and we'll net a 2nd-round pick if we retain you. Or it would only cost a 3rd-round pick. You see what I'm saying? They are
instead of
incentivized.
giving up a 2, they will give up a 3.
Yeah.
So to your
He's
point,
probably out.
it
of the
seems like
Jets
he's
plan.
probably going to go back to the Jags. The other big receiver that signed today, quote unquote big is Darnell Mooney, who signed a 3-year,
Mhm.
$39 million deal with the Falcons. And this wide receiver market is pretty inflated, right? We saw Mooney, who had like 400 yards last year, go for 13 mil. Gabe Davis got 17 a year, which
Kendrick Bourne got a decent money than I thought Kendrick Bourne would
yeah,
get.
like Devin Duvernay signed like for like $6-something million a year. So we'll see what Ridley gets. Again, maybe the Jets again, and it is free agency, but maybe the Jets are exploring a trade or they have something else up their sleeve. So it doesn't just have to, and every day, it seems like another guy that wasn't available becomes available. For example, T. Higgins, when he got franchise tagged, you're like, all right, he's out. They're not going to get him. Then he requests a trade. Maybe T. Higgins is on the table, something like that. So we'll see what the Jets have up their sleeve. And I rather wait until the end to judge it. But you're just hoping that there's a big splash coming if they're going to go cheap at a lot of these positions.
Agreed. And that trade is out there, that elusive trade for a tackle, the elusive trade for a wide receiver too. You just have money to play with now. You have to do it. You just have to do it. And like I don't know what they're going to do, but the disappointment I would have if you end the first real wave of free agency the next week with Bakhtiari and like I don't know, does Tyler Boyd move the needle for you enough where Bakhtiari and Boyd are your two moves and tackle at 10? Are you feeling great about the offense in 2024?
Yeah.
Tyler Boyd is an upgrade, but does it move the needle enough? Calvin Ridley, I think, is now out. Cortland Sutton wants to likely stay in Denver if Denver moved Judy and wants to keep him. So, yeah, what are you left with?
It just felt like, I don't know. It felt like if Bakhtiari and Tyler Boyd were in the mix in the offseason, they wouldn't be the big move, to your point. So
Mm-hmm.
I agree with you. I think that's underwhelming, and it would be back-to-back underwhelming-ish off seasons after Rodgers was traded for.
I keep looking down at my phone. Apologies. I keep getting notifications. They're announcing Chuck Clark, Kenny Yeboah, those signings they're currently announcing. And Mike, we'll do a 15, 20-minute video now. We'll do another one later if there's a big move. If you're free, you're probably going
Yeah,
out and
I'll be
you got
back.
a
I'll be
basketball game
hammered
tonight.
later. No, I got to go out though.
But I can't wait to tweet out this video because that means the Jets are going to end up doing something.
Yeah.
Like Joe Douglas will make a move, and maybe the moves by end of day are you extend, you sign Ashton Davis, you sign Thomas Morstead. You need 53 guys on your team. You lock up a guy who's going to compete for starting safety or be a backup special teamer, and you get your punter. And then maybe today is the day you make a trade.
Yeah.
David Bakhtiari follows one team, maybe two. He definitely doesn't follow. I looked at every team in the NFL. David Bakhtiari follows the Jets and the Packers. And the Jets is a new follow in the past month. So feels very straightforward. I think they're probably gonna get him. But damn, like if you get him for like 1 year's $3.5 million with incentives to like $5 million, and then you still have a ton of money that you didn't pay Huff with, and you can sign a Ridley for $18.5 million a year for 3 years. You can go trade like the T. Higgins trade. I personally would rather have Ridley with keeping the capital than trading for T. Higgins
Yeah.
and losing the draft capital.
I agree with you, but if it comes down to it, go get T. Higgins then if you got to make one splash, because clearly at that point you're not spending as much on the offensive line as you thought. Maybe you could even bring a Becton back as insurance. You need another tackle, obviously, at least one more tackle. So, and this is assuming that the Jets just pick an offensive lineman 10th, which God, I don't know what the hell they're going to do now. You could also do something like sign another guard. You could sign a Kevin Zeitler, and you can make AVT play one of the tackle spots. So there's flexibility, Matt, and there's still guys. There's a lot of guys out there. Joe Douglas woke up last night after not doing anything all day. I'm still feeling good.
I have a crazy tweet from 2021. I'm trying to find it, but it was like day 4 of free agency. And I was like, when every team runs out of money and Joe Douglas signs, I named like the next top 8 guys that were left, and not a single one of them signed with the Jets in 2021.
Yeah, we'll see. Listen, times are different though than 2021. That's rookie Zach Wilson.
Brees Hall, by the way, is liking every tweet from every Jet fan saying, "Go get offensive linemen."
He needs to relax, dude, on Twitter. Like he realizes it's public.
I
Like
don't
so,
mind it.
I like Sauce's approach much more. Sauce is like funny about it. Sauce, like a little less ridiculous. This Brees is like he's
Yeah,
making me nervous.
Brees. I like to he doesn't have a set plan. Like he liked to tweet, "Go get T Higgins, Joe Douglas." Then he liked bring me Kevin Zeitler and Tyler Boyd. Um, day 2, get Calvin Ridley, Tyron Smith, Kevin Zeitler. So he's liking different plans across the board, which is fine. You don't like the fact that in the season he would retweet or like post about the
Negative
offensive
posts
line
about
being
the offensive line.
terrible,
Yeah,
right? Which is true, but you kind of hope that doesn't happen. These likes are more funny that get Tyron Smith, David Bakhtiari, the back of Calvin Ridley now. Like it's
it's
just
like what
amazing.
if I'm working? Like I'm at work and my coworkers and like someone's like get a different like whatever my title is, and I'm like fuck, dude. Like I see that on Twitter. Like that sucks.
Yeah. But I think the only signing we didn't bring up, and Mike, do we have a pronunciation of
Yeah, what
our
is it?
new
Leitu Fuku. I don't know. I just shut off my football reference because it keeps making noise.
I love the people that were like, "No, I'm familiar with this game." Like,
Yeah, this guy. The good thing is this dude is like listed as 336 pounds, which this can't be true. They had Al Woods listed as 309 pounds. Dude is like 700 pounds.
yeah, definitely not 309. Lecky
Lucky
Futu,
Fotu.
um, Cardinals player, big body. Nanny put a good article, and I watched all the videos of him. A backup tackle, and people when that happened, they're like, "All right, do something." Yeah, I'm with you. Do make a bigger move, but they need to get a backup D tackle that can stop the run, and they got
Yeah.
one.
And listen, again, like whenever these moves happen, we're going to have to evaluate the offseason after. It
Yeah,
doesn't matter if the Jets sign a guy like yesterday or in 3 days if he's a good player. So, but yeah, this the Jets' run defense was scary last year because if the Jets made the playoffs last year, the way you're going to beat the Jets is you're going to just run the ball directly straight
yeah.
as many times as possible. And once Al Woods got hurt, I think it was week 8 towards Achilles, you just look vulnerable. So, and Salah likes to play that 4-man front. He's not very flexible. It's nice to have a 330-pound dude stand there, eat some McDonald's, tackle Derrick Henry when
Yep.
he gets the read option from Lamar Jackson. That was a cool.
Offensive lineman Dan Skipper is re-signing with the Detroit Lions on 1-year deal.
Fuck, dude. Damn it.
Now, here's the other thing I liked about day one. What I did like about day one, the guys they got outside of Tyrod Taylor, who was a perfect backup option, mid-20s, like could pop in a new environment. Like Simpson
Yeah.
played better than he did in Oakland, in Baltimore, or Vegas, right? He played better in his new environment, and he's 25 years old. So who says he can't, for the next 2 to 3 years, go from a middle of the road, potentially a little below middle of the road guard to a pretty damn good player? That could happen. Javon Kinlaw, trades
Same
are
thing.
there.
Yep.
15th overall pick in 2020. So
Tried to beat the shit out of a reporter last year.
awesome moment.
Hilarious,
So,
yeah.
I'm not expecting him to be like a true starting caliber, but on passing downs and getting after the quarterback, maybe he gets 5.5 or 6 sacks. Like that could happen.
Solomon Thomas this year, right? Or
Yeah.
Quentin Jefferson. Maybe they just try to bring him back also. We'll see.
So there's good upside there is what I'm saying on the depth of guys they got. But again, it all matters of what they do in getting a second wide receiver. And then Mike getting truly another offensive lineman not named David Bakhtiari. Like that's what they have to do.
They have to. And Matt, to your point, you gotta have respect for Joe Douglas for just doing what he thinks is right. Like that's his model. It hasn't really worked. It's the same kind of guy. It's like a Gerard Davis the first year, where he was a first round pick. He played 3 or 4 years with his original team, probably 4 years, and he comes to the Jets. In that capacity, where he said DJ Reed, the same thing. So like it could work. We like the more high profile guys, especially, I'm sure most fans do, but maybe like Joe Douglas nailed his 2022 draft. Maybe he'll nail one of these free agencies and get some guys for a bargain. But again, if you're going to bargain shop, where's the rest of the money? There's got to be more money if you can't bargain shop on everybody. Then pay one guy. But maybe he will. Maybe it's T Higgins. Maybe he trades for T Higgins. Maybe it's Devontae Adams for no reason. Doesn't make sense.
Yep. We may be back tonight, barring a big move. Definitely down to pop back on.
Yep.
If you made this far, don't forget to hit subscribe. Log in to your mom and sister's accounts. Subscribe. Log into your friends' accounts. Subscribe.
Yeah, do that.
Show it around a bit. We're trying to get to 1,500. Mike, anything before we wrap up?
Yeah, the Jets, if Rodgers does run for vice president, you have to make a move for Kamala Harris or Mike Pence. I don't know. What kind of life is it? What timeline are we living in? This is insane. There's one timeline that exists where Rodgers tore his Achilles and enforced snaps and then might run for vice president. There's one timeline, and it's our timeline. There are infinite universes, Matt.
It's like in Watchmen when Robert Redford becomes the president. Like, it's just like an alternate reality where Robert Redford became president. Like, we're in the reality that Aaron Rodgers. And here's another thing. We're a heartbeat away from Aaron Rodgers being the president and the most important person on the planet.
It could be good for the Jets. Like, he could change some rules around.
Wait, Mike. Hear me out. Aaron Rodgers becomes vice president, but maintains his role with the New York Jets.
Right.
And creates a federal income tax bracket specifically for New Jersey, where if you're a football player making over $1 million, not only do you pay 0% taxes, the government will give you a tax credit. So it'll incentivize free agents going to New Jersey.
Yeah, listen.
Could we do that? Is that allowed?
Who cares? They can do anything. The Giants will be happy.
You got to tweet that. We got to tweet that out.
It could happen. Could be a benefit. It could be a benefit.
All right. Good talking to you, brother. Good luck tonight at whatever you do and whatever you drink at whatever bar. Be safe.
All right, my friend. Jet up.
Have a good night.